are you today?
I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
Wonderful. I'm great. Have a seat.
Great, thank you.
So, did you have problem finding the office?
No, you gave me some great directions. I was able to find it right away.
Wonderful. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you a few questions just to see if you're a good fit for our company. However, you should feel totally free to ask me questions to see whether our company is a great fit for you.
Okay, perfect.
Wonderful. So, could you tell me a little bit about a skill that can be transferable for this position at Deloitte?
Absolutely. I would definitely say it'd be my leadership ability. And I fostered that when I started at Wells Fargo. And actually, to give a little background, to me, what leadership means is being able to understand a product or something that you're doing very well, become an expert at it, and then be able to show that in a demonstrable way, and then also explain that to others and have them follow in your path. So when I worked at Wells Fargo, it was a sales position, and I learned the products and learned how to work with the products. And I started doing well with the sales by communicating with customers and explaining how those products work. So they put me in a position as an assistant manager, and I had people that I was working with, and I made sure when I would deal with them that they knew what I was doing and they could follow that. But I also made sure that I was doing it myself. I was demonstrating my abilities so that they would follow through with it as well.
Well, glad to hear. And also, as you might be aware, Deloitte prides itself as a company that delivers lasting value to its client and really emphasizes great customer service. So, if you could tell me about a situation where customers just threw a curveball at you and was perhaps a little bit irritated or frustrated over something.
Sure, absolutely. And with that, I'd probably say with enterprise. And to give a little bit of background with that, it was a really streamlined position, a little bit stressful. What they wanted to do is make sure that you didn't have any cars on the lot because you're losing revenue if you don't have those cars out and running. So we would have times where a customer would come in and they would have a reservation, but because we were so streamlined, we would have maybe just given a car out to our dealership location. But we still had to take care of the customer because they were, one of our main, most important things. So what we would do is we would make sure that we had good connections with our branches and other locations. And if a customer came in and we did not have a car for them, first thing I would do is call another location and I would work something out with them where I would get a car from them and I would replace that car to them later on. And if the customer needed that car right away, I would make sure they got it right away. We drove them over to that branch. If they needed it later on, I would make sure that I could deliver a car to them or I'd find some other way to make sure that they were happy. And every time that a situation like that came up, I actually found that the customer was more pleased by us going above and beyond.
Well, I'm glad to hear. It's definitely extremely important to provide our customers with top service because this allows for ongoing business, even in the audit industry. So, John, do you have any questions you would like to ask me to have a better picture of Deloitte?
Absolutely. And what I would start with is I realize it's an auditing position, it's an entry level position, and I know that you've gone through that same program. So maybe you could tell me a little bit about like the first day or the first year, what I could expect.
Don't worry, you're not going to be frustrated when I'm going to put you in a room where you're going to be all by yourself, performing the tasks and testing procedures. So first of all, you're going to go through an extensive program of training, which is going to be for a couple of weeks. And then we also provide ongoing training as you go through your career path. And we expect you to obtain your CPA license within the first year of employment. And in addition, we provide you with training to satisfy your CPE requirements so that you can maintain your license.
Great, great. Now you do bring up something important about training. And when I worked at some of the other companies, training was done more as a resource base. We'd have CDs, and that's really all that was provided. And I found with myself, when I would try and train others, I didn't really like those CDs. It was good to get some of the information from them, but I felt you really learned when you interacted with others and when you had maybe some coaching. What would you say at Deloitte, how the training's really done there?
Well, there is some training that's CD-based and computer-based, but it is fairly interactive. However, we also provide you multiple coaching opportunities, and one of our features is that we assign a senior manager or a manager to you as a coach. So whenever you have difficulties during your engagement, for example, any technical issues that you might have or any uncertainties with a client or teammates, you are free to just give a call to your coach or set up a coaching appointment, and he or she will be definitely able to help you. And this would be your first point of interaction in such situations.
Great.
Well, Jerome, we're pressed on time, we're on schedule, so I'm sorry I didn't mean to cut you off. However, I'm going to give you my business card, so if you have any questions, please do call or email me, and I would be more than glad to answer any of those.
Okay, great. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Okay, take care.
Good to see you.